What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League matches here. These will be in the Great League and I'm going to be running Dugong, the double legacy Dugong with Ice Shard and Icy Wind, Swampert and Defense Deoxys. I make some pretty mediocre plays in this video, so I definitely don't have the best win-loss ratio in these two sets of battles, but you can kind of just see how some of these battles play out. And these rank 10 battles above 3600 MMR rating, they're just always really challenging. And if sometimes, if you make one little mistake, your opponent can really capitalize that and lose the match. But let's kind of see how some of these battles play out here. So I have my Defense Deoxys stuck against this Whiscash. Kind of unfortunate because both of my charge moves are going to be resisted, but I fully commit to countering down that Whiscash because I need to regain control of this matchup. So out comes the Registeel, going to throw the Thunderbolt. I do get a shield, which is good for me. Unfortunately, this Registeel is just going to be able to farm me down, and a loaded Registeel is pretty dangerous when it's able to lock on farm you down like that. So I bring out my Swampert. If it's a flash cannon, it's going to be resisted, but I actually let this focus blast go through. It does so much damage. Out comes the Azumarill. And I have my Dugong, which is actually going to be a good response to the Azumarill in this even shield scenario. And my Dugong is pretty much totally walled by Registeel. And so many of these battles, especially in this first set, I have the worst lead situation where they will lead either a Melmetal or a Registeel. That happens so frequently, so that's why I have two things in the back that can handle the steel types. Defense Deoxys does alright. That counter damage is really nice, and Swampert definitely can handle the steel types, which is really great. The Azumarill is hitting me with Hydro Pump, so I'm definitely assuming that this is an Ice Beam and Hydro Pump variant on their Azumarill. I bring in my Swampert here. They switch in their Registeel. This is actually exactly what I wanted. I wanted to land these Hydro Cannons on the Registeel. So this is totally fine. Right there, I should have farmed up like 2 or 3 more Mud Shots worth of energy. Because I knew that Registeel was pretty low on energy because it dumped the Focus Blast into my Swampert before it switched out. I get the last shield there. The Azumarill is able to bubble me down. I have to shield whatever this is, but it's probably an Ice Beam bait. It is just the Ice Beam. And now I'm going to be able to throw this Icy Wind, which should just barely be enough to take out this Azumarill. Very close match. Good games. And then they messaged me right after that fight. That was pretty funny on Discord. It's always cool when you guys shout me out after you battle me in Go Battle League on Twitter or Discord or whatever. It's always fun. So that was a pretty interesting scenario there. Defense Deoxys against Melmetal, but they switch in to their Azumarill and they catch the Thunderbolt, which I'm totally okay with. This was kind of a mistake on my part. I should have just went straight Thunderbolt in this matchup. You're only saving 1 counter's worth of energy, and you're doing a lot less damage with the Rock Slide. So it's really not worth it. I was hoping to get a shield there, but the small amount of energy I would have saved anyways wouldn't have even made it worth it. If this Rock Slide goes through, it should be enough to take out this Azumarill, to allow me to maintain switch advantage. So they bring out Sableye. I know they still have the Melmetal in the back. So I'm going to bring out my Dugong because Dugong really struggles against the Melmetal. I should have shielded up this first foul play there. Huge mistake on my part. Really, yeah, not a smart move. But I knew that the Melmetal in the back had loaded energy, and it's going to come in and drop a Rock Slide on me right here. Yep, this is exactly what I was expecting. And because they switched out, and I don't shield that either, so I'm expecting my Swampert to handle both of these things. I make another horrible mistake right here and commit a shield. I was wondering if this was going to be a superpower. I didn't know the moveset on this Melmetal yet. But it actually ended up being Rock Slide and Thunderbolt as the moveset. I am now down a shield. The Sableye has 2 shields, and the Shadow Claw damage is doing way more than my Mud Shot is. Sableye is going to be able to rip off these foul plays pretty fast. I had to shield this up. Foul play is the way to go, and I can't commit to a mud shot farm down here because it's just not doing enough energy. The foul play connects. This is going to draw the last shield, but I'm just not going to be able to get to this second hydro cannon in time. Man, good games there. Super tough. Bad mistake on my part. I think we're going up against this opponent again. Yep, so the absolutely horrendous start. I switch into Swampert this time. And out comes the Azumarill. But I know that they still have that Sableye in the back. I land the Sludge Wave on the Azumarill, which is really good for me. But this Azumarill is still not in Hydro Cannon range. I do commit a shield here. So I'm getting a chance to rematch this opponent, but I believe I still make some pretty bad mistakes in here. I commit a shield right there too, and then I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon. I need to ensure that I stay in control of this match because I can't allow my Dugong to get on the Melmetal, and I cannot allow my Sableye to get, or my Deoxys to get stuck against that Sableye. So out comes the Sableye. And Swampert is going to be able to put on so much shield pressure. Even though I had to double shield my Swampert against that Azumarill, I am now regaining my regaining the shields here. So this is definitely going to be enough to take out my Swampert here. Going to have to bring out the Dugong, but then I'm expecting that Melmetal to come in and instantly hit me with either a Rock Slide or a Thunderbolt. I know it's going to be coming very soon here. I have enough energy to throw an Icy Wind, but I make an immediate swap right here because I know they're going to swap at the same time. I make the swap. This allows my defense Deoxys to absorb all this energy. I still have the loaded Dugong in the back. Huge mistake right here. I should have either thrown the Thunderbolt. No, actually, I should have just accepted that I was going to get hit by that charge move and not CMP tied right there. Or I should have undercharged that to allow me to get some energy. Because now you can see I was like one counter away from getting a Rock Slide. This Dugong is going to come in. The Icy Wind is not going to be enough to take it out. And the Sableye has farmed up just enough energy on my defense Deoxys to take out the Dugong. Man, I really thought I had this match, but then I made that critical mistake at the end, and they were able to take it. Good games. Going up against Plan Med C here. Can I get a lead? This is a horrible situation. If they lead a Lowland Raichu or if they lead a Steel type, it's really rough for me to try to come back. Luckily, I do have Sludge Wave on this Swampert. I really enjoy using Swampert in pretty much all three leagues. It's just such a great, such a spammy Pokemon. So I'm going to shield up whatever this is. It's only an Ice Beam. Would be hitting me for a decent amount of neutral damage there. Gonna go for this Hydro Cannon. I still think this is barely not enough to take out the Azumarill at that range. And because I got another shield, or because I got a shield, I'm going to throw another Hydro Cannon as quickly as possible. Still barely not enough, but one Mud Shot does the trick there. Out comes Skarmory. This is actually still a decent scenario for my Swampert, because I'm just going to be able to spam out these Hydro Cannons so fast. I'm anticipating this Skarmory to commit to fast move farming me down. But that's okay with me. I get the last shield there even. Totally fine by me. Most likely going to bring in the Dugong now. I know that a Alolan Raichu is in the back, which my Dugong is really going to struggle against. I'm going to absorb this. I'm expecting a Alolan Raichu to come in and instantly hit me with a Thunder Punch. There it is. And so I make the switch into my Deoxys immediately to ensure that the charge move is going to be on my Deoxys. So I still have a shield. I have a Dugong in the back with a little bit of energy. I'm going to shield up this Thunder Punch. I was kind of worried that it would be a wild charge. But I'm going to go for this Rock Slide right here. The Raichu goes down. These counters from my defense Deoxys are hitting the Skarmory for neutral. This Sky Attack is not going to be enough to take me out. And then I should be able to just land this Rock Slide and take this match. Defense Deoxys is actually a pretty decent switch-in, as long as they're not running like a Haunter or something like that. Oh, we're going up against You Got Roached. I'm pretty sure I battled against this guy a lot, and he has beaten me like every time, I think. So I need to ensure that my Defense Deoxys does not get squared up against this Umbreon. If he ends up staying in this matchup, I know I can win in the one shield as long as I shielded up that first foul play, which I did, because that would be the one that would do the most damage. But in hindsight, maybe not the best usage of a shield, because then he comes into Toxicroak. And I switched in my Deoxys here because I wanted to avoid the Umbreon, but honestly, Swampert might have been a better choice right here. Defense Deoxys is just a little too slow at getting to these Thunderbolts. And this is most likely going to be another Sludge Bomb, and it's going to be enough to take me out because I was so slow to this switch in. So kind of rough for me, but now I'm probably going to bring out my Swampert to farm this thing down with Mud Shots. Able to do that. He still has the Umbreon. If there's a Registeel or a Steel type in the back, then this is absolutely trash for me because Dugong really cannot handle that at all. Unfortunately, Water Pulse is just such a terrible move. Man, if Dugong learned Surf, it would be such an amazing Pokemon. Out comes Shadow Gardevoir with 2 shields. This is good game, man. The boosted charm damage from the Shadow bonus is way too gnarly. I don't know if you guys have ever gone against a Shadow Gardevoir, but this thing is crazy busted when it's got two shields. My Dugong cannot hang with it. I was so close to an Icy Wind there. And then Swampert's going to come out and go down. So I lost with the shield there. Oh my gosh. Saving the 2 shields for the Shadow Gardevoir was definitely a nice play there for sure. So I have to stay in this matchup because I don't want like my Swampert getting paired up against this, or my Dugong getting paired up against it when it has no shields. But this is going to be a losing scenario for me in all shielding scenarios. So I'm hoping at the end, before they throw their second Frenzy Plant, to make a sacrificial swap. Because even though these Frenzy Plants are going to be double reduced from the second Icy Wind, Frenzy Plant is still just such a crazy good move. And I am way too slow to pull up the switch menu. So huge fail on my part. I actually didn't know if Frenzy Plant was going to KO there, but it does. I'm going to bring in Defense Deoxys just to farm this thing down. At least my Swampert avoided this Meganium. And the Meganium's not able to throw a charge move. I now have a loaded Deoxys. Let's see what is going to come out. So they bring out Registeel. This is actually pretty decent for me. Registeel is amazing when shields are down, though. So these Flash Cannons are going to be coming through. I could have possibly attempted to make a sacrificial swap into Swampert right there to catch this Flash Cannon. And especially since I knew Meganium was gone, it was highly unlikely that there would be a Grass type in the back. So I still have my Deoxys loaded with energy. This is probably going to be a Focus Blast right here. Does a lot of damage to the Swampert. What is in the back? It's an Azumarill. Thank goodness I'm running Sludge Wave on this. I do need to land 2 Sludge Waves in order to take this thing out, though. And that is not going to happen. The bubble damage is too strong. So I'm at least going to land this Hydro Cannon to chip away. And because I have loaded energy on my Deoxys, I'm actually going to win this CMP tie. Thank goodness, because that Azumarill was definitely going to take me out with all that loaded energy. Then the Registeel is going to come back in, and I'm just going to... oh, it looks like they quit out right there. That was so unclimactic. I didn't know if I was going to be able to counter it down or if they were able to get to the Flash Cannon there. But this is a pretty interesting matchup. With Hypno, you always need to be worrisome about what moveset they're running. Most likely they have Shadow Ball, but some people have been running Shadow Ball Focus Blast. Dugong does not want to see a Focus Blast. I believe this Hypno is actually running Thunder Punch. So that would also hit me for super effective. So no matter what the first charge move was going to be, I was going to shield it up anyways because that would be the one that would do the most damage. And now that I've got these attack debuffs going, I really don't need to worry about anything coming through. This is just another Thunder Punch. You can see really doesn't do that much damage, and I'm able to fast move down that Hypno. I am down a shield, but I won lead advantage, and this is actually still a very favorable scenario for Dugong. Gonna hopefully get off 2 icy wins here. I don't know if this Mud Bomb is going to be enough to KO. It's just barely enough. So I'm going to bring in Swampert. Swampert can handle Whiscash. And I instantly switch into my Defense Deoxys because I wanted to maintain that Swampert Whiscash matchup there. But this is not super great. And Altaria with 2 shields is going to be kind of rough against my team. Going to go for the Rock Slide. It would hit for super effective damage, but Defense Deoxys really doesn't have that high of an attack stat, so it doesn't chip away that much. And Altaria is just insanely bulky. This Dragon Breath damage is so insane. The Sky attacks hurt a lot. Altaria is a beast. So the Sky attack is enough to take me out. They still have a shield. And I was unaware of how much energy their Altaria had, and so I stupidly eat this Sky attack. Oh, man. That was rough. Gonna throw the Hydro Cannon here. They let the Altaria go down. Out comes the Whiscash. But I need to get 2 Hydro Cannons off here, and that's definitely not going to happen. This Mud Bomb should be just enough to take me out. Yeah, good games there. Pretty big misplays on my end. Going up against Yudo, Ryung. We've gone against this person a lot too, and I don't think I win very frequently. This is an amazing lead for me. How can I screw this up? Out comes Meganium. I wanted to get the Icy Wind off before I switched into my Defense Deoxys. Because this is going to hit for really strong, super effective damage, or at least get the shield. I do get the shield. I'm going to overfarm even a little bit more here. Then I'm going to bring my Defense Deoxys, because this Meganium is now in range where I should have committed to a fast move farm down here. We CMP tie on this charge move. This was really stupid on my part, because I was going to survive both those Frenzy Plants anyways. And then here, I should have just totally let it go. I do undercharge it, but it was still too much. I shouldn't have charged it up at all. Out comes Altaria. It's able to fast move farm me down. Oh, these are noob plays happening right here. Oh my gosh. Out comes Azumarill. I need to get this Icy Wind off to stall out my switch clock a little bit. Now I'm going to bring in my Swampert, which isn't the most favorable matchup for Swampert because I am at an energy disadvantage now. They are running Play Rough on their Azumarill. I really need this Sludge Wave to land. And then I know that I have to handle that Altaria in the back. It does go through. I'm able to barely Mudshot down that Azumarill, thank goodness. Out comes Altaria. I just need to put on some shield pressure or get some chip damage with these Hydro Cannons. I'm barely able to get to this Hydro Cannon. But they are doing the correct play here, just fast move farming me down. I bring in my Dugong so they can't farm up anymore on my Swampert. I have to shield this up. But this is a very loaded Altaria. I expect to get hit by another Sky attack. Can Dugong survive? That Altaria is like 1 Ice Shard away from being fainted. And I'm able to get, okay, it was like 2 Ice Shards. And I survived with like a sliver of health. Jeez, good game there. Going into the next round, another really favorable lead for me. Thank goodness, finally seen some Altaria leads here. They switch out. I need to maintain that matchup. So before I exit this matchup, I'm going to get the Icy Wind debuff. And honestly, I could have stayed in here even more and farmed up some more energy. But I'm going to bring out my Defense Deoxys. The Hydro Pump does go through, but because it was debuffed, you can see it didn't do nearly as much damage. Going straight for the Thunderbolt here. I'm not expecting a shield, but they do shield it up. I'm very surprised after their Azumarill was debuffed that they would commit a shield right there. Probably trying to get to a second Hydro Pump, so I will match their shielding here. They Ice Beam bait me. What a great play. And then they make a sacrificial swap into Whiscash. Oh my gosh, what a play. What a play. And because I was slow on the first switch, I was still stuck in that matchup. I'm now going to bring out Swampert. I still have my Dugong in the back because I know that they have their Altaria in the back. And they land the Blizzard. Holy crap. I think Mud Bomb still might be the more energy efficient move, but in that scenario, that was a pretty big play, being able to land that Blizzard. It did so much damage to me. I get a shield there. This is just going to be a Mud Bomb, but it should be enough to take me out. Look at this. They undercharged the Mud Bomb to allow them to farm up 2 more Mud Shots worth of energy. They are playing so good right now. Bring out my Dugong. I know I'm going to get hit with a Mud Bomb, but I'm going to fast move farm this thing down. Down goes the Whiscash. They still have Altaria in the back. Out comes whatever was going to come out. I was going to throw an Icy Wind on it. So it is the Azumarill. They still have the Altaria in the back, which my Dugong is going to be able to handle really well. I am going to shield up this Hydro Pump. I'm expecting the switch out, so I'm over farming here. Gonna throw this Icy Wind. I know they're gonna switch out very soon. There's the switch, and because I overfarmed, I'm able to get to this Icy Wind before they can get to the Sky Attack. This is not enough to KO the Altaria, and then I bring in my Defense Deoxys to counter it down because the Dragon Breath damage was reduced. Just enough energy to throw this Rock Slide on the Azumarill and take the match. That was a pretty crazy match. My opponent was making some amazing switches in there. Wow. Good games. Going up against Asevertsen. I think that's how you say their name. I think this is the person that actually runs the PvP auto captions or autofill captions Twitter. So that's always a funny thing to see. So shout out to him. This is not the best scenario for Dugong. I know Frostlass is pretty glassy, so I'm just going for the Icy Wind debuffs here. And I do shield up the first Shadow Ball. He switches out. And I'm pretty slow to this switch in, and because this Meganium is not dropped, its attack is not dropped, these double Frenzy plants hurt way more than in the previous matchup where I was able to get that debuff. I land the Rock Slide. I either have to commit my second... Okay, this was my mistake here. This Meganium is going to be able to outpace me to the Rock Slide. We actually CMP tie here, and I lose the CMP, so this was... Ooh, this was really bad. I am going to be able to bring out my Dugong to fast move farm down this Meganium, but I know that he still has Frostlass in the back, and I have 0 shields now. So this is pretty brutal. Out comes Poliwrath. Oh, this is totally bad. So at this point, it was pretty much a good game because Poliwrath can handle Dugong and Swampert. Out comes the Frostlass. I'm going to go straight Hydro Cannon spam to try to chip this thing down. I do get the first shield there. This is most likely going to be a Shadow Ball. And it's just barely not enough to take me out. I'm able to get to this second Hydro Cannon, but it's going to get shielded, and then he's probably going to fast move farm me down. Oh, it actually he lets it go through. Doesn't matter. Poliwrath comes in and fast move farms me down, and my Dugong is totally screwed. Wow. If you guys would like to support the channel and be on my friends list and train with me, head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. If you like these Go Battle League videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I really enjoy putting these videos out for everyone so you guys can see these battles. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.